First and foremost, giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, the teacher who well taught us his truth. Shalom to the elect, the 144,000 pushing his truth in all sincerity in the four quarters of the earth. Lord willing, we be at that number. I'm your brother Tabal Yakonah coming at you with another in transit. And Lord willing, it's edifying. All right, man. Just went to the store, and it's just kind of just caught me unawares, man. I'm gonna grab this. All right, so this is Matthew 10 and verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. And bringing that out, man. So I'm in the store, and just out of nowhere, these two, Jake women approach me, and they say they're huffing and puffing, and like, I'm sorry, we're students, and we gotta something that's due within in like 15 minutes, and we just wonder if you can answer some questions or whatever. I was like, oh, all right. Well, first of all, the first thing I did was looked around, because don't know shit like that happen. At least not to me, anyways, and damn sure not in these times. But it could, because I stay by a college, and it could happen like that. But guess what? It's summertime, so college students are at home. They should be anyways. But you got summer courses. But anyways, so I said, well, go ahead, man. Shoot, man. What's up? And she told me that, okay, we're theology students, and we have some questions. I said, what, say that again? She said, theology. I was like, oh man, I don't, quickly, man, quickly. I just, politely, what does scripture say? Give a soft answer, turn away wrath. I mean, they didn't come in that type of aggressive type of manner, but, as the scripture say, be, wise as serpents. A serpent is wise, man. Serpent knows how to get the hell out of the way. Serpent don't have no arms, legs, don't have no wings, so it can't jump, it can't fly away, it can't run away. Now, I had a serpent. There was a serpent in the middle of the road, brothers. It was a copperhead, big ass little copperhead, right? Copperheads don't get that big, but it was big for a copperhead, biggest copperhead I've ever seen. And I was about to run it over, and I pulled over and gave it a little mercy, man. I pushed it out of the way with a tennis racket, man. But that damn thing took forever trying to get out of the road, man, because it's just slippery. It didn't have nothing to even grab a hold on to. The pavement. It was on pavement, so it's in there wiggling like hell, going a half a foot, every 5 seconds. It's like, damn. So yeah, you really got to be wise in these times, man. Like a serpent, man. You got to know the grounds that you're on, the area that you're in, the people that are around you, the time that we're in. What did it say? Love of many shall wax cold, man. We're in the time of love of many waxing cold. Now, I didn't think that they had anything. I mean, they could have came in and just what do you call it, insincerity, and a little bit of me is thinking that they did, but then we're in the middle of this Wally world, man, middle of Walmart, Walmart that I frequent often. And Wally World got all the cameras and the damn, and the microphones and all that shit, man. So I politely declined, man. Long story short, man. Politely declined, man. We don't have no time for the bullshit. We don't have no time for entertaining the black woman, man. She's our enemy. She who is our enemy shall be trodden down in the streets, man. She shall see it and be trodden down in the streets. So I treat the black woman like my enemy. I don't fucking play around with her, man. I don't play around with this woman, man. I treat her just like what we always say. Scottie Jordan and Scottie, Shaq and Kobe, and we know who the star is. Esau Edom, so-called white man. You see, so I don't play with this black woman, man. She always wants some shit, man. Women, period, man. And soon, as the spirit, because the apostle just put up another Isaiah 4:1 video. Soon, she's gonna want Jake. She's gonna want, a righteous man. When she, when some of these women finally wake up and see what the hell's going on, man, that they're not independent, they need a man, especially in these dangerous times, man, just to survive. But anyways, it kind of, I got excited a little bit. I was like, oh shit, it's two Jake women. Just, I don't get that type of attention on a daily basis. Shit. So I was almost ready, and then they talking about some theology students. Hell no. First thing I'm thinking of is of course, Christianity, vocab Malone, blowing my cover. What do we always say? We got to have that Clark Kent demeanor. And again, could be reading too far into things, but I'm not willing to take that chance, man. For what? To answer some questions for some... Nah, man. Nah. I don't have no time for the complications in my life, man. And we are in a spiritual war, man. All right? Spiritual war. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but are mighty to the pulling down of the strongholds. Put on the whole armor of the Lord, man. All right? Matter of fact, since I'm part, let's grab that, man, and I'll close out. All right, so put on the whole armor. We're not taken by the wiles of the devil, man. All right, give me a second. All right, this is Ephesians 6:10, one of my favorite scriptures. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Right, man. We got to be strong in Yahweh Shem Yahushua and in his power. Hey, the Lord does all things, man. And he's watching with his angels. Eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Verse 11, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. All right, and Esau got your girl, man. You know, Esau got your girl. Talking about this black woman, man. You know, so she's in bed with the devil, man, just like that Gardenian pact. You know, the serpent in the garden, how Eve was in the transgression, man. All right, she was first deceived. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, take the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High. So I wasn't trying to get into no back and forth with no black woman on, you know, spiritual matters, man, because what the hell do they know? Not a damn thing. Scriptures speak about how a woman should be taught by her man. All right. So unless they trying to, you know, unless this is 4-1 and they trying to cleave, it's just it, you know, bye, man. And we're going to have choice. As the apostles say, man, we're going to be choosing and stiff arming these bitches, man, in that day, man. And I feel it coming. I really do. I feel it coming, man. I can't see. I was just thinking to myself, I can't see this black woman going another like 8 months without kind of like short circuiting, bro. You know? Esau got come with some hellified distractions, man, and even people were just getting tired of the distractions, man, because the times are moving fast, man. People's attention span is diminishing quickly. You don't have no real substance, no real life, the real life and the real substance, the real hope is in these scriptures, man. Is in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Then guess what? You're going to just be out there just spinning your wheels, you know, going from the next piece of bullshit to the next piece of bullshit, and so forth and so on, man. It's always just paired up black women by themselves, you know, loving on each other, bro. It's just whack, man. Anyways, so yeah, be careful out there in Babylon the Great. You know, Eve is still a pitfall. You know, just be patient, man. You know, that's another big word, man. That patience, man. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints, man. Patiently waiting, man. You know, so Lord willing, I was edifying, giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Shalom.